13 acres, a traditional stone farmhouse, and a range of barns in Scotland for offers over £425,000. And the seller wants to reserve the right to buy it back from you if you ever come to sell. So what does that actually mean for your ownership? And is this still worth pursuing? Okay, got a really interesting little property for you up in Moray in the north of Scotland. I think it's got a decent amount of land with this, about 13 acres of land. You've got a little cottage and some farm buildings or a steading, and it's on the market for offers over £425,000. It's been on the market a couple of months now. There are a couple of things to point out in the agent listing. We'll get onto that. I'm going to do a full walkthrough of the virtual tour, and then at the end of the video I'll show you a bit of the agent's video which describes the lot 1. So this was a larger farm that has been split up. Lots 2 and 3, which aren't included in this video, were plots of land, and I cannot find those now available for sale, so maybe they've already been sold off. But yeah, let's have a look through the photos. We'll have a look through the agent description, see where it's located, and as I say, we'll have a quick look at that agent video at the end. So yeah, really nice location. This looks fairly flat ground here on the edge of, looks like some commercial forestry here. The land, as I say, 13 acres. We'll see that in the video, but essentially it's this large block of land, 13 acres to the rear of the property, and then just skirting around and including this steading here. Fairly modest little cottage here, but yeah, we'll have a look at that in the virtual tour. Yeah, so a really nice little setting there. So its own little sort of enclosing, its own little garden, a little bit of a driveway. I don't know if that's a shed or a garage here. One thing to note, I'll point it out now, but it's in the agent listing, is that none of the field shelters are included in or the stables are included in this listing. But yeah, so you've got a decent sized little farmyard here with the farm buildings. There's not a lot of detail about them, unfortunately. But yeah, as I say, the plot kind of comes around here, includes this farmyard. Obviously, you've got some silage storage here, and then these paddocks and fields out here where they've obviously had horses in the past. So we'll cover the video later on. Let's have a quick look at the 3D tour. So we start here in the entrance hall. Yeah, so you're coming through what is the front door, little porch here, and you come into this lounge. So you've got a log burner in here. Oh, look at that, fantastic sun coming through the windows here. But yeah, you've got fairly nice little lounge area here, central heating. I'm not sure if it's double glazing. They look like sash windows. I'm assuming that's a bit of storage there. We'll just come closer into the room. Yeah, so nice timber work. If we pop out into the hallway and pop across the corridor or the hallway. So yeah, we've got another little room here, maybe an office or another little snug. Again, central heating in here. Not sure what's the other side of that door. It doesn't seem to be accessible. Let's continue on the ground floor. So if we come to the rear of the property here, so if we come to a sort of another hallway, and here we have the bathroom. So quite nice neutral decor in here with a bath with a shower over, toilet and sink. Yeah, nice little space, but is a downstairs bathroom. And if we carry on along the corridor here, we end up in the kitchen. Again, decent size. Looks like it's got a sort of traditional fireplace in it. It's got a hanging rack. I'm not sure where you're getting the heat from for drying clothes in here, but yeah, you've got a nice kitchen here. Fairly traditional. Not a lot of appliances in here. I think the place is currently rented out. We'll have a look at that in the description. But if we go back into the corridor here, we'll come out into the rear utility room. So a bit of a lean-to here, got another sink in here. I guess you put your washer, dryer, and that kind of thing in this space, and then you've got a door to the outside. Let's teleport upstairs to floor 2. So you come up the kind of winding stairs. Oh no, we're not going down, we're going up. So you come up the stairs to the landing, and then, as you would have seen from the outside photos, you've got a couple of bedrooms up here in the loft space, with some decent dormers, creating a bit of headroom up here. I think the door to the left is just storage. There's no images in there, but again, it looks like an almost identical bedroom on the other side. So you've got 2 decent double bedrooms with really nice dormers with views over the countryside. But your bathroom is obviously downstairs. I just wanted to have a quick look at the doll's house and see if it explains where those doors go. So that those doors on these 2 rooms, they don't seem to be part of this. So I don't know if that's storage or how that works. If you're finding this useful, it would really help me if you'd subscribe. It's free and it means you won't miss the next one. A thumbs up takes 2 seconds and it helps YouTube show this to more people who are looking for exactly this kind of content. And if you've got a view on this property, what you think it's really worth, or whether you touch it with a barge pole, drop it in the comments. I read them all, and your knowledge and experience genuinely adds to what I can offer here. We've got some more images here. So this shows a bit better the 13 acres that's highlighted on the video, and it just skims around this property here. And yeah, so you've got a decent amount of flat paddocks here. Don't know, this could probably, it's probably been used for silage, or just putting horses out, probably in this part, and then the silage has probably been made on the other land that was in the other lots that appear to have been sold. Some views here now of the outbuildings. I don't know if there's any details of the size of these, or there's certainly no photos internally or floor plan. But you've got a decent range of outbuildings here with looks like metal tin roofs on them, that have obviously kind of developed and been added to over time. This looks like it might have been the original kind of Steading here, this kind of L shape, that's quite typical. And then they've kind of infilled with a number of other barns as well, and then there's a standalone section here. But yeah, real versatile collection of outbuildings here. It'd be great if we had some internal shots so we could see what condition they were in. But again, they may be possible to convert some of these to more living accommodation if you wanted that, subject to planning and usual consents. So this is looking back from, as I say, that property that the land skirts around, and you can see now again a different view of that of the 13 acres. I think it's this, but it may even be a little bit more. It doesn't look. It's very difficult on these sort of angled shots to see, what 13 acres looks like. Some little arty shots now of looking at the cottage, and then we've already seen inside the kitchen. So this looks like a bit of history. This looks like it's got kind of a traditional fireplace, and then this looks like some kind of pot hanging device. I'm sure you'll tell me in the comments if I've got that wrong. And yeah, one of the lounges with the log burner in it, and the other one on the other side of the house. We've already seen both bedrooms, but yeah, perfectly livable in accommodation. This. Let's have a quick look at the floor plans now. So yeah, we've seen that there's a little bit of a porch, and then they're calling it a bedroom on the ground floor, but you know, that's kind of another living space. Could be an office, could even be a bedroom. Yeah, if you wanted a downstairs bedroom, and then you've got access to the bathroom from that. But I would suspect this is more going to be like an office or a kids' playroom or something like that, or even dining room. And then you've got the living room off to the side with the log burner, bathroom. We've been through all of this, kitchen, and yeah, I don't know what those doors are. It looks like they're covering windows, but maybe I'm wrong. If you know what that might be, let me know in the comments. And then you've got the utility space to the rear. And then upstairs, as I say, you've got 2 decent-sized bedrooms, bit of storage, but yeah, fairly modest little cottage this. let's have a look at what the agent says, because there are a couple of things that I must point out to you. So this is lot one. It's not going to auction. It is in Scotland, so it is offers over £425,000. You've got 13 acres, and it says the land is graded generally at 3.1 on the classification. So there's a couple of important things to note. So it says areas of lots 1 and 2 are included in the preferred dualling route of the A96. So I'm assuming this is some kind of road diversion or bypass. So yeah, again, you need to make sure you understand any of this kind of strategic plans, and whether there's a potential that someone might compulsory purchase some of your land maybe for this road, or even if they didn't, then you might not want to be living on a bypass. So the land and Steading are currently tenanted, and vacant possession will not be available until May 26. So we're recording this towards the end of April 26. So I can't imagine that's going to be an issue for anybody. It says there's no basic payment entitlements included in the sale. So if you were looking to get any government schemes, you'd have to start over with that. Here's something that I've never come across before. So it says the seller, Moray Estates, will reserve a right of preemption over the property. Now I had to look this up, and essentially that is saying they get first refusal on a sale of the property in the future. So it's a little bit like overage, this, I think. They're trying to protect that you're not going to sell it to a developer or something like that. But you'd have to look into the details of that and understand what that means in terms of whether you have to offer it to them at market rate or something like that first before putting it on the market. But yeah, I've not come across that previously. If any of you have got experience of that, again, let me know in the comments. Be interested to hear people's thoughts on that. And is this a deal breaker for everybody before you even take a look at this property? Okay, let's just have a quick look at where we are located. I've pretty much described where we are, but if we kind of zoom right out, so we are not far from the north coast of Morayshire. So you've got Aberdeenshire over here and Morayshire over here. And yeah, you're not far away from this A96, which leads to Inverness. You've got Lossiemouth, which is Air Force Base up here. I think there's maybe one, Kinloss as well. So you've got two airports or two air bases right close to each other there. But yeah, you're not far away from Rose Isle Country Park. Looks like it's got nice beaches and things like that. And yeah, again, I'm not sure where this A96 dualling runs by, but if we kind of zoom in a little bit here, we'll get to see where this plot is. I believe that this is the 13 acres scooting around there and coming up here. Yeah, so at the moment it's as a minimum this here, and then it comes around the little farmyard and the Steading as well. Looks very green, lush land around here. And then we can come down and see we've got the little cottage. We've got the outbuildings. Again, I think this was probably the original Steading, and then these are additional outbuildings. Well, maybe even this looks quite an old range of outbuildings here. But yeah, decent little setup, this little farmyard, and I think you've got some options there of what you could do with the outbuildings. So yeah, maybe suitable for equestrian use or small holding, or you could get some sheep on here maybe. I think you could get a few horses as well within 13 acres. So as I say, it is on the market with offers over £425,000. It's being marketed by Bidwells. Stick around for the short video that will clarify exactly what lot one includes in terms of land. But yeah, really interested to know what people think in the comments about this one. Are all these sort of conditions and oddities and the risk of this dualling scheme too much of a challenge or a risk for you, or can you see some real potential in this one? Is this a really nice potential for a 13 acre small holding or equestrian property? Let me know in the comments. few people have very kindly asked how they can support the channel after finding the videos useful. If you'd ever like to, there's a buy me a coffee link in the description below. It's completely optional, but it helps keep me going while looking for properties and making these videos. No pressure at all, just watching, liking and commenting already makes a huge difference. Thank you. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like and share it with anyone dreaming of a countryside escape. Don't forget to subscribe and tap the bell so you don't miss any future dream smallholdings. You can find details of all the properties featured at smallholdingfarms.co.uk. There's a link on the channel page. See you in the next one.